Hey everyone, Serious Gamer here. Today we're diving into the thrilling world of video games where the ultimate mission is saving the president. We'll start with Act of War, direct action from 2005, and explore titles like the quirky Mr. President from 2016. Stay tuned and let's jump into the action. Hybrid Heaven, released in 1999, is an action role-playing game for the Nintendo 64. Players take on the role of Johnny Slater, a bodyguard for the US president. His mission is to infiltrate an underground installation beneath Manhattan and stop aliens from replacing key US officials with hybrids. As Johnny progresses, he levels up and becomes more skilled in combat. Despite high anticipation due to the lack of RPGs on the Nintendo 64, Hybrid Heaven received lukewarm reviews and low sales, overshadowed by Ocarina of Time. In exploration, Hybrid Heaven resembles three-dimensional adventure games like Tomb Raider. Players navigate by jumping, crawling, climbing and pressing switches. Johnny uses an electronic diffuser to disable robots, not biological creatures. Items for battles can be found in storage compartments. Enemies patrol the complex, and encountering them shifts the game into a combat mode. Combat is like a three-dimensional fighting game with RPG elements. Players choose body parts to attack and defend, influenced by skill levels. The power bar limits attack frequency, filling over time, allowing combo attacks. This style focuses on strategy and tactics over speed and reflexes. Attacks are grouped into punches, kicks and wrestling moves called techniques. Each has specific characteristics requiring strategic use. Defensive options include dodging, guarding and countering, each affecting battle outcomes. Injuries to body parts during combat hinder performance, but heal over time. RPG elements include leveling up body parts based on use, gaining stats like health and stamina, and learning new attacks from enemies. Items found in the game are used for healing, enhancing attributes, or attacking. Defeated enemies drop items based on the player's performance in combat. Released in the year 2000, Perfect Dark is available on Nintendo 64, Game Boy Color, Xbox 360 Game Store, and Nintendo Switch. Perfect Dark is a sci-fi espionage first-person shooter developed by Rareware. As a spiritual successor to GoldenEye 007, it features a new universe with a futuristic storyline, enhanced multiplayer, and several campaign modes, including cooperative and counter-operative play. The story is set in 2023, focusing on espionage between the Carrington Institute and Datadyne Corporation. The protagonist, Joanna Dark, earns the codename Perfect Dark due to her high training scores. She is sent on a mission to exfiltrate Dr. Carroll from Datadyne. From there, the plot twists through espionage, presidential politics, and interstellar warfare. Gameplay includes solo missions, cooperative play, and a unique counter-operative mode where one player controls Joanna and the other a random enemy. The main multiplayer mode, Combat Simulator, supports up to 4 players, 8 in the Xbox Live Arcade version, and highly customizable game attributes, including different AI behaviors. Perfect Dark received high praise for its graphics and innovative mechanics. It became one of the defining titles for the Nintendo 64. The game was well received for its storyline, multiplayer modes, and replayability. An enhanced version was released for Xbox Live Arcade in 2010, featuring high-resolution graphics, updated controls, online multiplayer, leaderboards, and achievements. This version was included in the 2015 Xbox One compilation Rare Replay. The original game later became available on Nintendo Switch Online in June 2024, Metal Gear. Solid 2, Sons of Liberty was released on November 13, 2001, initially for the PlayStation 2, later ported to other platforms including Xbox, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, PlayStation Network, and PlayStation Vita. The game shifts focus to Raiden, a young super soldier, on his mission to stop the terrorist group Sons of Liberty. The story opens with Solid Snake on a mission to photograph a new Metal Gear, but quickly transitions to Raiden's infiltration of the Big Shell research facility to rescue the president and prevent a nuclear catastrophe. Themes of meme theory, misinformation, and the manipulation of free will add layers of complexity to the narrative. In terms of gameplay, Metal Gear Solid 2 introduced revolutionary features for the stealth genre. The refined cover system allowed for shooting from cover, and the use of a laser sight enabled precise aiming. For the first time, enemy AI exhibited squad-based tactics and environmental awareness. such as detecting player shadows and hearing noise. The game also featured interactive environments, where players could shoot out lights to remain hidden and needed to hide enemy bodies. The game received critical and commercial acclaim, praised for its advanced gameplay, mechanics, and storytelling. However, some fans were initially disappointed with Raiden as the main character and the complex storyline. Over time, though, Metal Gear Solid 2 has been recognised for its postmodern narrative and has had a significant influence on video game storytelling and mechanics, becoming a hallmark of the genre. Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance was released in 2002 and became available on numerous platforms including PlayStation 2, Xbox 360, Xbox, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 Game Store, PlayStation Network for PS3, PC, PlayStation Vita, PlayStation Network for Vita, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch and Xbox Series. The storyline continues from the events of Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. It offers expanded content and introduces a variety of new missions and modes. In addition to the main story, players can tackle 350 VR missions and 150 alternative missions, where they guide either Snake or Raiden through various timed virtual challenges. These missions increase in difficulty and unlock different costumes for the characters, adding unique twists and enhanced challenge levels. Gameplay mechanics feature multiple mission types such as sneaking, where the goal is to reach the end without being spotted, and weapon mode, which tests aiming and shooting skills against moving targets. There are also modes like bomb disposal, focusing on disarming bombs, and hold-up mode, where players must hold up enemies without being noticed. Substance introduced Snake Tales, which allows players to control Solid Snake in 5 unique story-based missions. Boss Survival mode lets players relive boss battles, while Casting Theatre enables watching cutscenes with replaceable character models. The game even features a skateboarding mode exclusively added to the PlayStation 2 version, where Snake or Raiden can complete small objectives in Big Shell-themed levels. However, this mode was not included in the Metal Gear Solid HD collection. In terms of reception and ratings, Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance was well received for its extensive content and creative mission variations, solidifying its place as a notable entry in the series. Released in 2013, Metal Gear Solid, the Legacy Collection spans several iconic games from the celebrated series and is exclusively available on PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation Network. The collection includes a wealth of titles beginning with the original Metal Gear and its sequel, Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. For fans of the PlayStation era, it offers Metal Gear Solid, available through a PlayStation Network download code. Additionally, it includes Metal Gear Solid, VR missions for America and Europe or Metal Gear Solid, Integral for Japan, both available via download codes. Moving on to the high-definition era, the collection features Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty HD Edition and Metal Gear, Solid 3, Snake Eater HD Edition. The package also includes the Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots Trophy Edition, alongside Metal Gear Solid, Peace Walker HD Edition. Beyond just the games, this collection adds digital graphic novels for Metal Gear Solid and Metal Gear Solid 2, as well as a special 100-page art book for those lucky enough to get the first print run. The subsequent lower-priced print run excluded the art book and case slipcover. From a storyline perspective, players can experience the entire narrative arc of the Metal Gear saga, reliving renowned moments from Snake's adventures. Each game retains its original gameplay mechanics while benefiting from high-definition updates where applicable. Reception for this extensive anthology was overwhelmingly positive. Critics and fans alike praised it for offering comprehensive access to one of the stealth genre's most influential series. The sheer volume of content, combined with the quality presentation, garnered high ratings, making it a must-have for both long-time followers and newcomers to the Metal Gear franchise. H.A.W.X. Direct Action was released in 2005 for Windows. In the near future, America faces a crisis amidst a worldwide energy disaster, driving gasoline prices over $7 per gallon. The world's economy is in turmoil, and terrorists exploit this instability, causing significant casualties. The US Army forms a new direct action operations group called Task Force Talon to handle homeland security. Led by the controversial Brigadier General Jason Richter, Task Force Talon utilizes the latest technology and tactics to restore order. The game's storyline revolves around Task Force Talon's battles against heavily financed terrorists backed by an enigmatic group known as the Consortium. The player commands Task Force Talon through various missions, from the oil fields of Texas to the streets of San Francisco, and even in the deserts of the Middle East or cities like London. Gameplay-wise, H.A.W.X. Direct Action is a modern real-time strategy game based on techno-thriller author Dale Brown's novel. The player manages Task Force Talon against terrorists across multiple locations. Money is the only resource, generated in various ways such as building oil derricks, capturing prisoners, or raiding banks. Infantry units play a crucial role and can be garrisoned inside buildings for strategic advantage. The environment is fully destructible, adding a layer of complexity to the gameplay. Upon release, H.A.W.X. Direct Action received favourable reviews. It was successful enough to warrant an expansion, H.A.W.X. High Treason, although no additional content in the franchise has been announced as of November 2009. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Conviction, released in 2010, is available on several platforms, including Mac, Xbox 360, Xbox 360, Game Store, PC, iPhone, Windows Phone, and Wi-Fi. The game continues the story of former Third Echelon agent Sam Fisher, who goes rogue to uncover the truth behind his daughter's death. He no longer has the resources of Third Echelon at his disposal, and must rely on his skills and wit to navigate through complex scenarios while being hunted by those he once trusted. The journey takes him from a cafe in Malta to the White House, revealing a plot to overthrow the president via an elaborate scheme involving EMP devices. Splinter Cell. Conviction is notable for its shift towards more action-oriented gameplay compared to its predecessors. It introduces new mechanics such as Mark and Execute, where players can mark targets for quick cinematic takedowns after performing melee kills. Another significant feature is the last known position, which leaves a silhouette of Fisher where enemies last spotted him, creating opportunities for strategic repositioning and ambushes. The game also revamped its visual design to enhance the player's immersion. For example, the screen turns black and white when Fisher is hidden in the shadows, providing a more intuitive stealth indicator. Additionally, items like objectives and mission details are projected onto the environment itself, rather than relying on traditional HUD elements. Upon release, Splinter Cell Conviction received mixed to positive reviews. Critics praised the game's story, new gameplay mechanics, and cinematic approach, though some longtime fans were divided on the departure from the series' traditional stealth routes. The game holds a respectable rating, reflecting its successful attempt to innovate while retaining the core elements that define the Splinter Cell franchise. Tom Clancy's H.A.W.X. was released in 2009 and is available on multiple platforms including Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, PlayStation Network, PC, and iPhone. The game is a flight combat simulator taking place in the same universe as Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon. Advanced Warfighter. Developed by Ubisoft Romania, it puts you in scenarios where private military companies are on the rise and one of the largest attacks the United States. In the game, you have access to over 50 airplanes for aerial combat. The storyline follows Major David Crenshaw, who starts his journey with the United States Air Force, but eventually gets involved with a private military company called Artemis. The campaign consists of 18 missions featuring varied global locations and tasks. Gameplay in H.A.W.X. includes a 4-player co-op mode and multiplayer support for up to 16 players. The game introduces the enhanced reality system, which provides tools like an anti-crash system, radar, missile detection, damage control, and the ability to command AI wingmen. The experience system allows players to level up, unlocking new missions, aircraft, and weapon systems. Reception for Tom Clancy's H.A.W.X. was generally positive, with players and critics appreciating the detailed airborne combat and the array of aircraft available for use. Ratings varied across platforms, but the game was considered a solid addition to the Tom Clancy franchise, blending engaging storytelling with dynamic dogfights. Next on the list, at position 9, is Mr. President. This game was released in 2016 and is available on PC. Mr. President is a unique and quirky game where you play as a bodyguard whose sole purpose is to protect the president from assassination attempts. The game's story is not very deep, instead focusing on humorous and exaggerated scenarios where you must throw yourself in front of bullets, bombs, or other hazards to save the life of the president, who happens to be a parody of real-life figures. The gameplay is physics-based and revolves around timing and precision. You control the bodyguard, navigating through various obstacles to intercept threats in slow motion or real time. The mechanics can be tricky, with ragdoll physics providing both a challenge and comedic element as you fling the bodyguard's body in dramatic fashion. Upon release, Mr. President received mixed reviews. While some players enjoyed the game's humour and unique concept, others found the controls and physics frustrating. It was praised for its originality, but criticised for its repetitive nature and lack of depth. Overall, it's an oddball of a game that offers a different experience from most titles on the market. Thanks for watching this episode of Saving the President. We explored some great games like Mr. President and Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Conviction. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What's your favourite game where you have to protect or save a president? Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more exciting episodes. See you next time.